Hello, my name's Sophie and today I'm going to talk to you about my daughter Florence. Florence is 3 years old and she's had somewhat of a rocky start in life. We managed 10 days in that wonderful newborn bliss state. Oh, magical. And she made us a family of 5 and it was such a special time. Unfortunately, at 10 days old, Florence failed her newborn hearing test and was diagnosed with bilateral hearing loss. And that's really where our journey began. At 4 months old, we noticed Florence was doing some unusual movements. And after this, she was diagnosed with infantile spasms, which is a rare and dangerous form of epilepsy. This took Florence back to a newborn state for a large part of her first year. And we just lived in hope that her brain was going to rewire in the correct way. We now also know that Florence has a visual impairment and she suffers from problems with her hips as well, which are shortly going to be operated on. Unfortunately, Florence's whole genome sequencing has not given us any answers to Florence's difficulties, and her medical team now believe that she suffers from a mitochondrial disease. It's safe to say we try our best to live for the moment and we really try not to worry too much about what the future will hold, although that is easier said than done. Instead of baby classes and playgroups, Florence has spent the majority of her life in different hospitals and at different therapy sessions. Since that roller coaster first year, we've seen so many wonderful changes in Florence. Whilst, yes, she is globally delayed, she is showing encouraging signs of growth in a number of different areas. In 2020, she had surgery to fit her cochlear implants, and she also received glasses, which has helped with some of her visual impairment. Whilst 2020 was a difficult year for everyone, being at home, we were still very much in the thick of those appointments, and we had several hospital stays. We did, however, slowly start to learn more about our wonderful daughter, but there was something missing. Whilst my boys could go to school, to meet their friends, they could go to the park and interact with other children, this was just something that Florence did not have the opportunity to do. I too struggled to find that correct and safe support network. It was in December 2020 when I saw a post on Instagram from a fellow infantile spasms mum saying how fantastic PlaySkill was. Intrigued, I clicked through and quickly realised it was local to me, and I definitely filled out the application form then and there, and I was feeling a bit excited. Then we found out that we got a place and we were accepted and we were super excited, and we started our PlaySkill journey in February 2021. At this time, all the sessions were via Zoom, virtual, and it was great because it gave us a focus for Florence's day, and what it allowed us to do is create some really strong individual networks with the therapists, and we had great communication and great strong relationships. In addition to the virtual one-to-ones that we were receiving, we really benefited from the Zoom parent training sessions, which were run weekly. And it was a lovely way to meet other parents from different groups. The support the sessions offered and the sense of being part of a big family was super special, especially given what was happening in the outside world at that time. When the group sessions started in person, we were again really excited to attend. Florence had missed out on so many things, and this just felt that this was a time for her. When we started at PlaySkill, Florence would continually bend over her feet when standing, and she would rarely cruise from one place to the other. With the help and the guidance from our PlaySkill physio, Helen, and the team, Florence now places her feet correctly, and she can even take some independent steps. Once a child has cochlear implant surgery, it's really important to have regular speech and language therapy to support their adjustment and introduction to sound and speech. Unfortunately, this is just not something that is available on the NHS, and since having her operation, we've only had 3 NHS appointments. This has caused a lot of stress for us and feeling that we're letting her down. Luckily, we have Karen, who's our speech and language therapist at Play Skill, and we get to see her every week, and she helps us and she supports Florence. Florence's listening skills have come on leaps and bounds, and she's now really interested in faces and is trying to communicate with us, which is just magical. The Play Skill team are so encouraging and understanding of Florence. They soon realised that Florence was able to see things so much better on a contrasting background. Now every week her table that is set up for her is black, and she works on this, and wow, the difference is really, really amazing to see. We've also been working on how Florence loses her hands and trying to encourage her to release items. Lucy, our occupational therapist at Play Skill, totally gets Florence and all of her quirks, and she's shown me lots of things to do that I can take away at home and work on. Lucy decided to take the task of releasing objects, and when she said, right, let's try it within water play, Florence seemingly forgot that it was something she was meant to be learning, and she showed us that she could do it. When we came back from the summer break to the group, Florence was sat on my lap and we were having a catch up with the therapist, and she just seemingly super easily putting little pens into a plastic cup. All of the therapists were like, wow, this is amazing, and the shock and the excitement. And for me, it was just so wonderful to see that they were super proud of this kind of achievement that Florence has made. The support that we've received from the group has just been amazing. Our specialist support worker, the therapists, and all the super welcoming volunteers. There's an unspoken understanding that parenting a child with additional needs is hard, and it is tiring, and it is okay not to be okay. We feel super lucky to benefit from Play Skill. Being able to see 3 different therapists each week feels somewhat unheard of. Not only that, but each of those individuals, in addition to the broader team, pull in the same direction, with Florence's needs at the heart of every decision and action. With their collective wealth of knowledge and the close working relationships that they form with the parents, it really does make for a dream team. Thank you so much for everything that you do for us, Play Skill. We really, really appreciate it.